Here are the types of men that you should not date or to marry for that matter, okay? Number one, never ever date or marry a man who is able to leave his wife for you. And when I say leave his wife is, if you, especially after you have done your research, and it just feels like he made a mistake marrying his wife, he just made a mistake, he rushed into things, coming up with those silly small excuses why he made a mistake and you are the one. Never ever marry such a man, because it means that lust is in control of him, and the moment he gets tired of you and he sees the next woman who would knock his socks off, he's gonna easily leave you as well, or cheat on you with ease. So be careful on the reason why that man is dating you. Be careful on the things, these excuses why he's dating you. There's most of these excuses, they are even silly when you think about them, okay? So be careful. And secondly, it's kind of given, a man who is not born again. And you know why so? I know the mindset is maybe he might change, or maybe as time goes on, he's gonna see me going to church, I'm gonna invite him over. Now, problem with that is that it is some sort of risky, because what if you can't change him? Paul said in the Bible, how do you know that you can change your partner? That's why it is never advisable to go because somebody you are believing that they're gonna change. Rather, you go for what's right. It is better for people who you find that maybe they got married while both of them were not born again, because most of the things they happened accidentally, but then never go somewhere deliberately giving yourself excuses, because it will come back to haunt you or to bite you in the future. Thirdly, never marry a man who is capable of threatening you. Yes, you might say, I was gonna say who physically abuses you, but I know that you might say that he has never laid his hands on me. But if the question is, I can ask you, has he ever threatened to beat you up? How far has he gone when he's showing or expressing anger towards you? You might get to realize that at some point he was angry, at some point he threatened you, or you started to swear at you. Those signals are signs that, man, if you are to be in a closed room and you are committed, now he knows you have nowhere to go, he can take it even further beyond. So it's one thing for a man to be angry and just say something. It is yet another thing if he's to tell you those brutal, hateful words, call you with different names, even threaten to beat you one day, because eventually then what remains is for him to finally lose it one day and lay his hands on you. Don't marry such a man, it's gonna be a problem, okay? And the fourth one is, make it a point that you never marry an insecure man. Or should I use a very insecure? Yes, at some point someone will show some insecurities, but you can just tell that they will just ask me, and then it never gets far. Whereas there are those that will take it to the extreme. There are those that even something small, why did that guy greet you? No. And maybe you are not picking up a phone. Oh, you're out there, you're with other men, and it becomes a big deal while there is nothing to really talk about. So such a man can be dangerous. Such a man will accuse you for just being late by just only 5 minutes from coming to church, and he might even beat you up, because some women do complain about being physically abused for something which does not even make sense, because somebody is just plain and completely insecure. Okay, now let's go to the fifth one. Make it a point you don't marry a man who has a track record of cheating a lot. Because you know what, it is one thing for someone to once admit they once cheated, yet it's another thing when somebody on all their relationships, they have a reputation of dating so and so. And of course, we know that sometimes women, the more a man is wanted, the more they feel attracted to. But be careful on how far it gets. Check, does this man know how to commit? Does this man, why was he doing so? Was he not with the right women? And then if you check and you realize that, don't ask him, do your own research, because it's gonna lie, obvious. But you do your own research. You check in his past record. And if you're to realize, yes, baby mamas, he just left them when he feels tired. Such a man, those habits, he gets married with you, he dates you, obviously so, he will get used to you, feel like this guy is tired of you, he will see a new woman, he's gonna cheat with ease. So be careful from ever committing with such a man. So I hope this was helpful. That's all I had, and I will see you next time.